called a creative aspect of design today, which is Olushola David. So please let's try to appreciate him by sending emojis to our income message, and let's try to give him like a round of applause or anything. So thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. So I'll be reading out its his bio now for us to be able to get like familiarized with him and what he does and his experience all about. So here with us we have Olushola David. He's a creative brand designer with over 5 years of experience in the industry. He has worked with a variety of clients, helping them to create functional and memorable brands. In addition to his work as a designer, he is also the co-founder of Design and I, a thriving community that brings designers together to create an enjoyable moment, connect, reduce mental stress, and appreciate the beauty of design. Imagine even our facilitators today doesn't only design alone, but also give rooms um for fun and everything, because you can't just keep doing everything the same time, like you being used to everything all over. So you have to just give yourself the time to think and to also relate with people, because from there you get some people get that inspiration from that aspect also. So yeah, he's also a co-founder of Designer, like I said, a tribute community that brings designers together to create enjoyable moments, connect, reduce mental stress, and appreciate the beauty of design. So currently, Olushola Devi works as a digital art director with a tech company based in Texas, USA. Like I said, he's a baller. Anyway, you see him, just hold him tight. Yes. Yeah,
Akuwando.
just hold him tight. So in this role, he uses his expertise in brand design and digital art to create innovative and engaging digital experiences from the company's client. With his talent, creativity, and passion for design, Olushola continues to make a significant impact in the design space, both in Nigeria and even beyond. So that's why we have him here today. That's why he accepted our invite to come and bring an impact to what's it called, a creative design is all about, getting started in creative design. So that's why he is here, and we really appreciate you for joining us today. We really really do, because we didn't pay you a dime, and you really you accept our invite to come and do this for us. Thank you so much. All the our members, we say a big thank you to you. So before I hand over the mic to you. So sorry, you guys. I didn't tell you my name. Yeah. So my name is Tafi Kobelo. I'm a product designer also, and I work at Sainsbury's, and I'm also a student of University of Ilorin, and also a co-team member of GDSC Unilorin. So and thank you so much. Yeah. Like I said, there's no way. I'm a student and I'm also a designer, but that doesn't mean I don't create time, I don't do something fun. So the fun aspect of me is that I love to explore. I love to meet people, connect with people, explore around the world and see the beauty of life. So that's what I do, because I'm not a fan of movie and all. So thank you so much everyone for joining us today again. So here with us I have our host, um our GTSC lead, and our co-host, the design lead with me. I think they are still on the call, right? Hello, Azuz, are
Yes,
you
ma'am,
there?
I'm on the call.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I'm here.
Okay, you can just give us a brief introduction about it before I hand over the mic to um Atolagbe.
Sorry, I didn't get that. A brief introduction about.
You and I think the co-host is also here, right?
I'm not sure if Pop is around, but definitely.
Okay.
My name is
Okay.
Abdulaziz Bakambi, the GDSC lead University of Ilorin. Yeah, I'm a brand and graphic designer. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you very much. So, David, please, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you. Good evening.
Okay. Good evening. Thank you so much. So, I'll hand over the mic to you now. You can get started and give us the magic. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Tofika. Sorry, can you hear me?
Sure, I can hear you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Good evening, everyone. And she has said most of the introduction, so I won't waste much of our time on introduction again. So let me just dive into the business of today. Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen now, please?
Yes.
Please, can you see my screen?
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Okay. Um, what about now? Sorry.
No, sir.
Not yet.
I hope we can see it now.
Yes, yes, I can see
Yes,
your
sir.
screen.
Yes.
I don't know about it.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we can
So
see your screen.
it's going to be more of basic and more of my experience because I believe some of us have started design already, but what is actually important is you having the right directions and getting the step right. So I won't like to bother us with much of talks and the norms. But so it's going to be more of my experience. So let's just get into it. So I have some slide here which I'll be talking from. Okay. My name is Olushola David, and Tofika has said much about it. I'm a brand identity designer, and today we are going to be talking about getting started in creative designs. And when we say creative design, it's revolves around a lot of things. And so let's look at it. What does it mean? What is creative design? And creative design in the process of is the process of combining art and technology to create visual appealing and functional design. It involves using various design elements such as color, typography, image, and layout to create a unique and compelling visual experience. And note the keyword here. We have arts and technology. When it comes to the world of creative design, you cannot separate arts and technology because they works hand in hand. That's why I think there was a time there was people are deliberating or talking about is graphic design or creative design a technology skill. So people were able to come into conclusion that you cannot separate art and technology. So that's why most of the time they regard creative design as tech skill. So you can't separate art and technology, and it involves you being able to create experience and functional design. So when we talk about creative designs, it has a lot of aspects. Let's look at the aspect of creative designs. So if you want to go into creative design, there are a lot of things you can do with it. You can be a graphic designer, you can be a user interface designer, you can be a brand designer, you can be an illustrator, you can be a motion designer. So it depends on where you find your passion or where you want to be. And if you want to be a graphic designer, either you want to be a graphic designer or you want to be a user interface designer. Please, can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you.
sir. We can.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So either you want to be a graphic designer or user interface designer, there are some building blocks that you must build on. If you don't have those foundation skills or the right knowledge, you won't get it right going forward. And one thing about one beautiful thing about design is that they have a lot of things in common. So what are those things they have in common? We are going to get into it. So let's just proceed. And don't mind me, I'm not going to be taking more time on slides because I have like a meeting after this session, and I've not really prepared for it. Please, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so let me
Yeah,
let
no
me
problem.
so if you want to start, how do you get started? That's a question. I believe that is why we are here. You want to start as a creative designer. How do you start? What are the things you need to know? What are the steps you need to take? So I have some things here, which is my personal experience and how I started as a designer. Okay, number one, have a niche. That is very, very important. And let me say this: if you want to start as a designer, don't be a generalist. Like, don't just be a jack of all trade. Have a niche. Target a particular skill. If you want to be a graphic designer, let people know you're a graphic designer. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you can't do other things, but let people know you for something. You cannot just be a generalist. You can't be if you want to be a graphic designer, let that be your major strength. Let people know you for that. You can do other things like UI UX designs. So having niche is very, very important. And most of these, one thing I've discovered is most of these international tech companies, they don't like generalists. They want someone, unlike Nigerian or this part of the world, that they will be looking for copywriter, content writer, graphic designer in one person. But the beauty of it is that you should like have a major strength, especially if you want to get into international markets as a creative designer. Let them see that, okay, in this particular area, this is where what you are good on, this is what you can do best. Though you can have other things, maybe motion designer. So the first thing here is have a niche. Is very, very important. So having gotten like clarification on your niche and what you want to do, what is the next thing to do as a newbie or someone that is coming to creative design world? Don't get me wrong. I'm not this particular section is not for maybe you want to be a graphic designer. If you want to be a you want to pick any aspect in creative design, that is what this section is all about. So it cut across every aspect of creative design, either graphic design, um UI UX designer, motion designer, illustrator. So what's the next thing on my list? So haven't gotten your niche right, then you have to learn the basic of design. So either you want to be anything design, anything creative design, there is a foundation. There are building blocks for all these things. And if you don't get it right, you will not able to stand as a professional going forward. Let me share something with you. When I started as far back as 2014. Yeah, That was when I was still looking for admission. But the funny thing is that I didn't start as a professional graphic designer. I was just, playing around Photoshop and all these um creative softwares, but I didn't know that there is a skill, or there is a way I can leverage on the Photoshop to create amusing design. I was just using it. I was working for a photo lab then. I was just using it to, to edit pictures. So when I got admission in 2016, I meet a friend who is a very good friend of mine now, Ozeno. I know everybody, most of us we know him. So he was a graphic designer then, and we got close, and this guy was, very, very good at design, I mean graphic design then. So I learned that, okay, these tools I'm using, okay, I can actually use it for something else. I can use for design, because then it was corridor that was people were using, that was doing it then. So I discovered that I didn't learn the basic of design. I was just, doing random things. There are some basic, there are some rules I was meant to learn, but I didn't do that. So what I'm trying to say is you should learn the basic before you even jump to the software. If you don't know the basic, you won't even get your feet on the ground. So it's just like, okay, someone that wants to learn how to write, you don't know the secret of writing or the rules of writing, and you just go ahead and get a pen. It doesn't work that way. You need to learn the skill itself before you learn the tool. Do you understand? You can't just go to, let's say you want to learn, as some apprentices now, we want to learn how to sew a cloth, like maybe a fashion designer. You don't know how to cut clothes, you don't know how to make to take measurement, and you just want to start using sewing machine. It doesn't work that way. Learn the basic of design principle first, and visual element of design. So what are the visual element of designs? I want to believe everyone can hear me.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir, we can, but the line is breaking.
Oh,
It
oh,
wasn't breaking from my hand. Probably your
probably your
network or
network.
something. Yeah.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
So if you want to start, you need to learn the basic of designs. I mean, yeah, basic. Then from the basic, you can start with visual element of design. So one of the visual element of design is line. Line is very, very important in design. You can use it to create pattern, you can use it to create textures, you can use it to, to guide the the eyes of your viewers. So these are the things you need to learn. If you check most of the design around you, even UI UX, motion design, you cannot take away the rules of line. And we have different type of lines. We have, stroke line, we have field line, we have um directional line, like that you can use to direct um the eyes of your viewers. And you can use line for a lot of things. You can use it to separate different elements, to categorize elements. So if you want to know more, it's a thing you can explore as a um as a creative designer, or someone want to get started. So let me just move because of our time. Then we have visual element of design, and one of it is color. Color is very, very important in design. You can't take away the aspect of color. Everything revolves Most of the things we do revolves around color, how you use it. Maybe you use it right or you use it wrong. So it will tell us on your design. So if you want to get started, you need to master color from psychology of color, how to use it right, know when to know the right color to combine, the use of hues, tone, and shade to evoke certain emotion or to create a mood. You can use color to evoke moods, to communicate, to give communication. For example, now maybe as a UI UX designer, you want to create a sense of urgency. you want to create a sense of urgency, there are some colors you can use that will give your user like this thing is like a sense of it, like red, for example. You can use red to create a sense of urgency. So those are the those are the ways you can use color. And in branding also, you can use color to communicate. For example, you want to design a feminine brand now, there are some colors that you can use. You cannot use black for a feminine brand because black speak luxury, speak power. You can use something like pink. So those are the psychology of color. Let me just move. I'm running low of power here itself. So we have visual elements. We are still on visual element. We have shapes. So when we talk about shapes, shape can be geometric and it can be organic. So if you want to go for creative design, you need to master how to use shape to communicate, and how to use shape in your designs. And for example, most of the logo we see around us, they use shape. For example, from Twitter is organic shape. Though if you're a brand designer, if you check the anatomy of Twitter logo, you will see how they use shape to draw that Twitter belt. That's the power of shape for you, and you can do more research on it. So you can use shape for to create visual interest and to communicate idea. Let me move to typography. I hope you can hear me, please.
Yes, very well.
Yes, we
All
can
right.
hear you.
Loud and clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Typography. So typography is one of the important thing in the creative design. You can't do without typography as well. The style, the size, and the arrangement of letters and words. I mean the arrangement of word in a design. These are typography. And under typography, we have different fonts. We have serif font, we have sans serif font, we have script. So you need to understand how these fonts communicate. For example, I'm a brand designer now, and if you want to use serif font for maybe for a brand, maybe let's take for example a luxury brand. Most of the brand that are luxury brand, they use serif fonts. For example, Louis Vuitton and Gucci. If you check all these brand, all these luxury and elegant brand, these are the type of font they use. They use serif font because the look and feel. And one thing about design is look and feel. There's a way you can look at design, you feel it will give like a mood or a perception, like maybe something is speaking fun or is speaking luxury. That's one of the beauty of design. It's a look and feel. So you can use your typography to communicate your emotions. For example, you want to create something fun. If you look at what's it called, there's this brand, I've forgotten the name. It's the company that produce Pampers. If you look at their font, there's a way it is actually created. It's looking fun and playful. So that's the that's the beauty of typography. And let us move to the next one, which is contrast. So can you hear me, please?
Yes, but the images are
Yes,
not
sir, we can.
displaying.
Wow,
Loud and clear, sir.
the image are not displaying. Okay, let me check what's wrong.
The images are yet.
Okay, I think something is wrong for my hand. I'm coming. Let me rectify it. What about now?
Can't see it.
Sorry, we can't see your screen.
I don't think he's on the call again. Oh, David, please, are you still there? His mic is muted. Okay, before our speakers join us back today, um, okay, please try to follow us on our social media handles. I think um, it has been dropped on the income message. Okay, let me check. Please follow us more on our social media handles at GDSC Unilori for more updates and more important information we would like to be sharing with our audience. Thank you all so much for joining this today, and I hope we've learned one or two things or even more. Please let's try to share and share that in our income message for others that also learn some things can also gain from that. Thank you. Let's try to contact him. Probably he's still on the call or not. Oh, okay. I think he's back now. Hello, David.
Hello, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Sorry, my
Yes, sir.
network cut me off. Okay,
Okay.
I'm on the I think I'm on hierarchy. Yeah.
Yes.
So we are on design
Is it
principle now.
hierarchy or contrast?
Oh, I think his network has went off again. Okay, so the our social media handles has been shared. The link has been shared to the income message, so you can follow us for more updates. Follow us on our Instagram, on our Twitter, and LinkedIn also. Thank you so much. And you can also share what you've learned here today in the income message, like I said. So thank you. Like for me now, like there's
Yeah, they
one
can.
where you go to. Hello, are you still there? Hello.
No, I just want to contribute to what you
Oh,
said. Like, they can also share on their socials and tag us on either Twitter or IG,
yeah,
whichever one.
exactly. Please, you can do that. Just take a screenshot. Tell us what you've learned from here today, because I'm pretty sure we learn one or two things today. Yeah, as a product designer, I've also learned some like a lot of things from here today. Also, when he was explaining the visual element and every other aspect also of design. Yeah, thank you. And if you have a question or one or two questions, you can note it down. So when he's back, he can attend to like few questions. And he said he's not going to stay long with us today. So let's just try to note our questions down for him. So let's try to contact him again. Probably his network. Everything has not been right in this country. We go there, post. Happy now. Seriously, you're just leaving.
Oh man, I never come out though. I still there. I still there. But I just want to say, if you are here and you know,
That's all they
you
used to
know
say.
good.
You see all this baller. That's what they used to say. By tomorrow now, just say them. Thank God, I've
Good
left
evening,
the
everyone.
country. You just see that our status, or they be posting motivational talks, posting motivational talks. Like in this world, you cannot give up.
You cannot give
Whenever
up
you
and
see,
you
whenever
dare
you
not
see all
give
those
up.
motivational speakers, they started posting all those things. Just like they don't japa. That's it though.
Let's fix this country together. Nobody should leave.
No,
What
That's
did
if
you
just the
say,
you have
play.
the
Michael?
chance, leave. Oh. If you have the chance, leave. Oh. Talk.
If you have the
I don't
challenge,
care now.
I said, let's make this country together. Nobody should leave. Oh. Nobody should leave anywhere.
so I
I
have
And
a
want
those
to make. I
question for
wanted
motivational
to
you.
make it.
speakers
I
If
too.
wanted
you
to
have
make
an
it.
opportunity, would you actually leave?
Well,
This
it
kind of
depends.
person be that. Ah. Ah.
Yeah, now it's
I
a
would not leave actually. I would
question.
just get
Like
back.
me now, I love my country.
Mm.
I love my country.
But what's the but
All right.
behind it? But
Okay.
So
90% of us here wants to practically.
exactly, it's not even 90%. 100% of everyone will love to live because we always love something nice, something better. There's nobody that doesn't love anything nice for him or herself. So and you just staying here in the country, you can't get or achieve that goal at that point. Anybody can just stay there and achieve their goals. But if you go outside the country, you might like get it right more than the way it's supposed to be here. So everybody wants
This
something
is
nice for
will
That's the
not
themselves.
point.
send out of this country. This is that will
Look
come.
at them.
That's it.
I want cold. I want snow.
I think our speaker is not still here again.
Okay. We just want to go
Let's
outside.
Just in case we're going to continue the class, please can you just drop a notification for us on the Google Student Platform group on WhatsApp? We should get so you can come back.
Sorry, I'm here.
No,
Sorry.
hello.
no,
Oh,
wait,
the
wait.
speaker is there. The speaker
I
is
don't
I
there.
didn't
know.
hear
In
that.
fact,
You don't need to go.
Sorry, I'm here.
going to get like,
Ap-
yeah, we'll just
Ah,
get
you're
back.
a wild fan now. You're a wild fan now.
My inverter just
As
went
I
off. Please, I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with the guy. Okay, it seems that I won't be able to share with my PC again. I need to reserve the battery. I will share on my phone because I have another meeting after this meeting.
Can we get the link so that we can help you to share it?
I mean, I will present on my screen. That's what I mean.
Okay, you
Like
can go
you were
ahead,
suggesting
please.
that we send your link, then you guys will just present the screen for you, sir.
All right. Okay, that's beautiful.
Please, are we still here?
Yes, we are still here. We are still here.
Uh, I think Ira, please can you just present with your I think your phone, right? Is that not what you wanted to use?
Yes,
Okay, you can do
but
that,
something
please.
suggested I share with you.
Yeah?
I want to use my phone, but someone suggested I share the document with you. That's what I want to. I want to download it.
Okay. I'll just suggest that you can start using your phone, and then when you get it, they can just tell you. Then we can present. So in order not to waste much time again. Can anyone hear me, please?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Let's hold
definitely.
on a
Loud and
bit.
clear.
Okay. Okay.
Can you all see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, we can see your screen now. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, I am. I think I'm on contrast.
Yes.
So one of the design principles for any creative designer is contrast, which is very very important. And when it comes to contrast, it's not limited to color alone. It can be a contrast in weight, contrast in color, contrast in size. So, and one thing about contrast is it work hand in hand with hierarchy. You can use it to like create hierarchy in your design elements, maybe from the most important element to the least important. For example, if you look at this elements on this screen, you can see like there's a variation in contrast. So it depends on which one you want to make feasible most. And from there, I would like to move to hierarchy. So don't mind my slide. So we have visual hierarchy, and hierarchy is just like, for example, you want to design a flyer, and you don't want some element to be so visible, or you don't want the details to be that obvious. There's a way you can maybe reduce the size, or you reduce the opacity, so that if you reduce the opacity, that means you are playing around the hierarchy in color. And if you try to reduce the size, that's hierarchy in size. If you
Where's
for example,
Tunjona?
look at
Where's
this
Tunjona?
element.
Okay, bro. Okay.
Anyone hear me, please?
Hmm. Um,
Yes, we can.
All right. So if you look at
Yes,
the
we can hear
element
you. Yes, we can hear you.
and look at the shape, you can see the way um the, the shape are being designed from the top to the bottom of the triangle. You can see the first shape is very small, and you look at it downward, then they are getting bigger. So that's how hierarchy works. It
Oh, please, can you mute your mic?
um
Hello? Adebayo, please, can you mute your mic? Oh, thank you.
so here we
Maybe you
have
can continue.
okay. Here we have alignment. I mean alignment as one of the design principles. We have left alignment, center alignment, and then we have right alignment. One of the things alignment does to your design is it make it look appealing and make it look and if you check a design that is not well aligned, you can see that okay, this thing is not feasible. I mean, sorry, is not looking well. And one thing about design is A bad design is very, very easy to spot. You can easily spot a bad design compared to a good design. If you look at a good design, you will see that, okay, you won't even know that this thing is, if there's anything wrong with it, because it is a good design already. Okay, for example, there was this, when I was okay, look at this one now. Immediately I shared this, I was able to see the mistake because there's something wrong with it in terms of alignment. It was a mistake though. So that's one thing about bad design. A bad design, you can quickly notice a bad design compared to a good design. So we want to work with alignment. You can align your text or your elements into the left or to the center or to the right. And all these creative tools, the way they are being built, there's a way you can just align your elements. It helps you to align your elements like just in a click. In Photoshop, there's a features that we just click it to help you align your elements to wherever position you want it. Same thing with Figma and other creative tools. So let me just proceed to the next thing. Then don't forget, we are talking about how to get started. So having known all these design elements, principles of design and all of that, so what's the next thing? If you remember, I said if you want to start writing, you don't learn how to hold pencil, pen first. That's not the first thing. You should know the principle of writing, how to use words, how to use punctuation and all of that. So that's what I did first, which is like you knowing the principle, you knowing the design element. Then after knowing all those things, what's the next step? The next step is to choose your creative tools. Now, in choosing your creative tools, a lot of things will determine your choice. And maybe, okay, if you are going for motion design now, motion design now, you can't do without After Effects. That is very, very constant because After Effects is a motion design software. If you want to go for maybe illustrations, you want to be creating comics, creating cartoon character, you can't do without Adobe Illustrator. You want to be a web designer or mobile interface designer, you can't do without Figma. So you knowing your tools is very, very important. Then if you want to choose your tools, for example, I remember last year, I when I joined Oshis Tech, they asked me, okay, which tools am I using as a creative designer? And I'm an Adobe guy. I use Adobe creative tools. So they were like, okay, they want someone that can use Canva as well, because most of the time, so we use Canva in the company I work for, because is a venture capital. So most of the time they create a lot of pitch deck for their clients. They deals with creating digital product, and helping startup to get funds from investors. So they deal with a lot of pitch deck. And one of the beauty of Canva is that you can create a presentation quickly on Canva. So they don't like wasting time on you trying to create things from scratch, and it will be taking their time. And let me say this, and one thing about we designer is we care so much about tools. That is not bad, but let me say that it's not really about the tools. I was a victim of that when I first started. Like, I'm a fan of Adobe guy. I'm an Adobe guy. So I'm so big on using Adobe software. But going forward, I realized that it's not really about the tools. It's about like what you can create from the tools. And you see, one of the beauty of design is your client don't even care about your tools. They don't care about how you create your design. They want to see the end product. They want to see the final design. That's what they are after. Either you use CorelDRAW, either you use Canva. They don't want to know. They just want to see what they paid for. So you should not like stress yourself on any tools. Just choose any tools that you feel is comfortable for you. For example, some guys can design well on the Figma, while some people can design well on XD, but at the end of the day, they will achieve the same results, but the process might be different. And while choosing your tools, you should be able to know industry standard tools. For example, Adobe tools is well recognized as industry standard tools, so you should choose your tools carefully. And another things, which is number 4, is after mastering your tools, knowing how to work on your creative software like Photoshop and all the other creative tools. The next thing is to build your portfolio, because you have gained the basic knowledge, the right knowledge to start as a creative designer. You've mastered your tools. So what's the next thing? Start building your portfolios. And thank God there are a lot of free platform out there where you can host your portfolio. I hope I'm not the only one here. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you. We can hear you.
All right. So the next thing is to start building your portfolio. And let me say this: some people will be like, Behance is too intimidated. I can't post my work on Behance. I can't post my work on Dribble. I can't post my work on Adobe portfolio. That's fine if you are feeling intimidated, but I would like you to start from somewhere. Start with what you have. Even if it is your social media page, you can start from there. I remember my first job as a graphic designer, that was 2020, I think 2015, 2017, around that year. My first job, I got it on Instagram. And I didn't even like, I never thought of it I could got such amusing job on Instagram. All because I was just pushing my work out there. I wasn't really intimidated, though I saw some people's work, like all these Agba. Then I would be like, wow, God, when will I get to this spot? When will I get to this level? But I wasn't keeping it to myself. I tried as much as possible to let my voice be heard with my design. So your social media page is your first portfolio, is your new CV. I mean your CV. As a creative designer, don't joke with your social media page, from LinkedIn to Twitter to Instagram. Don't joke with it, because even sometimes you might think you're just posting there for people to applaud you, to say, wow, this is a good design. It doesn't end there. You should be able to leverage on social media page as your portfolio or as your CV. When anybody comes to your social media page, don't let them be seeing something that is not even relevant to what you claim you are. You are a designer, and you are posting brother Shaggy on your page. Who does that? It doesn't work that way. So you have to be intentional about your portfolio. And some people think, most of the time, people will think it's your portfolio that will get you the job. Well, your portfolio might get you the job most time, but sometimes, from my experience, let me say, out of 100% of my clients, I got 60% from social media and from referral. Because one thing about my philosophy is that, okay, I may not post, I may not even post my design on my page, but I will talk about design. I will talk about industrial related, I mean design industry related trends. And that's one of the things that has helped me. Don't joke about your social media page. And when you start building your portfolio, don't be too hard on yourself. Maybe you want to complete everything at a go, because I was a victim of that. When I started out, I would be like, I've not completed this design. Don't let me push it. Don't let me push it. But as time goes on, I've discovered that what's it called? And procrastination will take over, and I won't be able to complete that. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, can somebody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You can get across to me. You don't have to.
He joined again. He joined back.
Okay, he has joined. All right.
Sorry, guys. My network got cut off. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So, as I was saying, your social media page is your first portfolio. Don't joke with it. So then, don't be hard on yourself when you want to push your work out there. You might be like, okay, I've not finished this design, let me just complete it and push it once and for all. There's a way you can be strategic about it. Let's say for example, you are working on the, on a UI project. Maybe you just finish the wireframing. You can still push it out there. Let people know what you are working on. Not until when you are like completely done. Something, yeah, you can push it after when you are done, but just let people know, okay, this is like the process of you working on a project. You can start sharing the process, not until when you are done. And most of the time, if I tell myself I will share my project after everything, like when I'm done with it, I may not later even share it, because by as at the time when I will finish, another project might come in and I won't be able to even do the proper presentation for my portfolio. So don't wait till when you are done before you share your work. You can share the process, share the thought process behind your design. Let people know what you are working. It can be even be like maybe work in progress. You can just share your screen. A lot of Agba designer does that. So some people even like be like, okay, this is what I'm working on. Then you just talk about it. Not like you should just finish everything and share it. So let me just move to the next thing. Then practice and be consistent. This is very, very important. If you are starting out as a creative designer, you can't joke with practice unless you don't want to be good. So you should practice a lot of times, like just get your hand dirty and be consistent. Consistent is the key. You see, most of those people you are seeing as senior designers, the difference between you and them is the level of practice they put in and the level of consistency. Yes, the experience might make them above you, but at the same time, if you continue practicing and be consistent about it, trust me, you are going to become like the person, the person you dream of. And another thing like it is, when you are practicing, and don't just keep it to yourself. Sorry, don't keep your work to yourself. Always look for feedback. I think I have that aspect. Always look for feedback. Okay, I omitted it. Always look for feedback, and this aspect of feedback is where you will get mentor or someone you can that easily work to get to know what you are doing wrong in your design, or to seek for more knowledge. So feedback is very, very important. After, and let me say this, some people will design and with the hope of, okay, they want to they want to get applaud, they want people to say, wow, this is a good design. Well, I'm not saying that is bad, but if you push your work out there, you might not get that response. So maybe you push your work out, and people were like, this thing is not looking well, and they start giving you a lot of critics. That might that might weigh you down, or it might discourage you as a newbie designer. Don't let it get to your head, because if you don't know how to handle critics, it will it will weigh you down, and it won't help you as a newbie designer. So I've talked about practice and consistency. Now the last one, which is networking. This is where I'm going to be sharing a lot of things with you. Say, if you are the type that maybe you call yourself introvert, well, it's not a sin to be introvert, but if you want to get into the design world, you need to know how to network. You need to know how to relate with people, because this industry is very, very competitive, and it is, if you want to like thrive in this industry, don't joke with networking. Where I am currently, the company I'm working for currently, I I I got it. Let me just say I got the job through networking. And the guy is not even a designer. He's just like all these tech guy that just have interest. He's not really a tech guy. He just have interest in tech and um and personal branding. So we met we met on the what's it called, on LinkedIn, and we just started talking, and from there it was like, what are you into? What do you do? And I shared with him what I do. I was like, oh, he has a friend that is looking for visual designers and a senior role. Like, so that's how it started. And I shared my portfolio, share my CV. We started the whole process, the interview, and it went well. So what I'm trying to say is, don't don't take networking with levity. And one thing that has really helped me is the association of people I work with. When I was in school, I studied computer engineering at University of Ilorin. The caliber of people I work with, they are like, we have the same mind, the same visions. So when you are around people that you share the same visions, they will challenge you, because by the time you see your friend doing amusing things, you will not like to relent, you will not like to sit back. And that's one of the beauty of good association or good network. If you have people that are visionary people in your network, they will always motivate you and keep you on your toes to do more. And mediocrity will not set mediocrity will not set in. So your network is your, as they used to say, your network is your net worth. That's very correct. So make use of your WhatsApp, make use of your LinkedIn, make use of your social media pages. Try as much as possible to attend um event that aligns with what you do, not like maybe you just go clubbing. You said you want to network. You can't go to club and you expect to meet people. Where I'm not saying you can't meet people that will aligns with your vision in club. That's not what I'm saying, but it should be in the right place. You can attend tech events, attend seminar, entrepreneurship events. From there, you get to know people that share the same vision with you, people that believe in what you do. So, and that's the beauty of networking. Please, I beg of you, don't joke with networking. And I think this is the last slide. Before I round it up, I want to say this. Remember, creativity is not limited to natural talents. Anyone can become a great designer with practice, with patience, and with dedication. So I want to leave it with these words. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate your time. At this point, I would like to accommodate questions, any question that has to do with this class, or not, even if it's not with this class and it has to do with design generally. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much, David. We really, really appreciate that. Like I learned a lot also. Thank you so much. Yeah, before we start, I think we have two people that raised up their hands. I think
Okay.
Esther and Adebayo. So before, I think Adebayo will have to go first, then followed by Esther. But before that, I would like to add a few things to what he said. He talks about like consistency. Yeah, that's the fact. Consistency means like it's something that it is huge, and you must have to do it if you want to grow fast and if you want to grow. And in tech, it doesn't only it's not only a designer. Anything you do in tech, an introvert, I don't think introvert is the best option you can actually choose. That's it. I was once an introvert also, but I have to just let that go because I want something for myself and I want to achieve my goals. So in order to do that, I have to just leave that aspect and just be an extrovert anyway. Let me just put it that way. And also networking, it's the key also. Like it's very, very important. It's very, very important. I was able to move very fast with my career growth. I was just saying, yeah, I'll say it that way. My career growth was, I didn't even expect it that way last year. So I was able to achieve that not because of anything, because of God and people around me. So networking is the key. It's really, really important. Thank you so much, David, for that. So I think Adebayo can go first now.
Okay, good evening. Thank you for the class. So my question is going under portfolio. So when it comes to portfolio, it's about you sharing your work. So when a client asks for your designs, you can just send it to you can send a link for your portfolio. I've seen other people using like websites. Does their website is it that different from the one of Behance, Dribble, and the rest?
Okay. One thing about portfolio is you can host it anywhere, but most of these senior designer they prefer to host it. I mean, to create a personal website for it, like to customize their own website to their taste based on what they do, because they would like it to be in a man, I mean, to arrange it in a way they feel like it is better. Unlike Behance, Behance is just like a template. You cannot really customize it, or you can't change it from that default arrangement. So the beauty of you having a unique website, or you creating a website for yourself, is that it will give you, number one, it will give you credibility. Like, okay, someone that can actually create a website for it, for his portfolio. That means it really mean the business. Unlike, Behance, it is free, and I think Dribble is free as well. But when by the time you create your own website and you give it your name, let's say for example, adebayo.com, and you just imagine you create your own website and you share with a client, and the client check it, say, wow, this is like a well built website. Even from that moment, the perception of that client will change. The way the client will see you will say that, okay, this is not even a low budget designer. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So there's no difference, but it will give you more credibility as a designer, and it will like give you more edge compared to someone that is just using Behance. And on Behance, anyone can just comment nonsense on your design, but your personal website, nobody can go there and just comment. you know Unlike Behance, people can criticize your work there. Imagine you posted on Behance, and someone
just go there and say, oh, this work is trash, and you want to send the same work to a client to see as your portfolio, and that client seals the comment, what do you think will happen? So it is better if you have the capacity to create your own website. That it is very good. Thank you. I think I've answered that one.
Yes, please. Just last one question.
Okay.
When you're working on freelancing like Fiverr, you work based
Okay.
on your niche. You work based on your niche. Let's say now you are working on two different niche,
Okay.
like the logo design and the
Okay.
flyer design. So
Okay.
when you bid out for a this thing of freelancing platform, they say you have to change your profile to fit the bidding. So your portfolio, would you be creating different portfolio for the two of them, or the two of them will be the same thing?
Okay. I did a section about business of design. I think like few days ago. I I told my students, if you want to bid for any work, or if you want to seek for any job, try to tailor your portfolio to what that company do. Okay, for example, you want to look for a job in a blockchain company, and you have several projects. You have project on fashion, you have project on fintech, you have project on blockchains. I will advise you to use to use the project which is blockchain. Like you worked on blockchain projects, try and put that one on your portfolio, because you are actually competing with a lot of people. So the hiring manager or your client that want to see your portfolio does not have the luxury of time to be checking several projects. Try and tailor your portfolio to what you are looking for. So in that situation, I will advise you, if you are looking for a logo design job, try and put more of logo in your portfolio compared to flyers. Do you understand? So
Yes,
you are
thank you.
being strategic about what your portfolio. Yes, you will have to create like many portfolio. I have like three different CV, depending on depending on the work I'm looking for. Did
Wow,
I answer
that's
your
good.
question?
Yes, thank you.
All right.
All right. I think we'll take two more questions. So one for Esther and Ayo Daily. So Esther, can you go first, please?
Okay, good evening.
Good evening, Esther.
Good
Good evening.
evening.
Can you hear me? Okay,
Yes.
I want to ask that what app can I use? Like what tool, sorry, can I use as a digital creator?
Digital creator.
Yes.
Digital creator. That word is ambiguous. Everybody is a digital creator. Do you mean digital art?
No, 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 no. Like I make
Okay. What does
videos.
digital creator do?
Okay, like they create content, they create text using videos like that.
Okay, that's video animation.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Esther.
something
I
like
need
that.
to I need to get it right so I can answer your question very well. Okay, as a digital creator, what do you do? Is it video editing, video animation, or you create flyers, or you create logo, or you create UI?
Oh, you're a content creator. Hello, Esther, are you there? Hello. I think she lost her network also. So Ayodele, please, are you there? Hello. Please, can everyone hear me, please?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
we
can hear
can
you. I can hear
hear
you.
you.
Okay. Ayodele.
Yes, we can hear you, ma.
I think Esther is not on the call.
Yeah, probably. I think she is having issue with her network also. Ayodele, please, are you there? Oh, probably you raised up your hand by mistake also.
Can
Oh,
you hear me now?
hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can
Yes.
hear you now. We can hear you now.
All right. My question is on the color.
On the what?
Color.
Okay, okay, okay.
How we have more knowledge on how to combine colors and use more color together and sort of that.
Okay. I was in your shoe when I first started. So one thing I do is okay.
I'm so sorry for that. My network was bad for some
Okay.
Okay, you will go next after Ayodele. Just hold on, please. Thank you. To Ayodele, please, are
all
you
right.
there?
So
David, you
Okay.
can answer his question.
Okay. What I did is that I practice a lot of designs. Like I imitate people when I first started. I use what the color they use on their design, because then I didn't know how to combine color. So what I did is, but if I see a design, I can recognize good color combination, but I don't know how to do it. So what I did is I tried to repeat that same design using the same color. So over the time, my brain gets used to it. There's a way you can seal something, and you will know that no, this thing is looking good, and there's a way you can see something and you be like something is wrong with this thing. That's how our brain works. So by the time you keep doing the same thing over and over, your brain will get used to it, and by the time you stop doing it, it will be in your subconscious mind. That's the psychology of practicing. When you continue doing the same thing, you get to that's the logic. And another thing is you can use Adobe Color. Yeah, you can use Adobe Color. It's a website. Let me see if I can get the link.
Oh, we really appreciate that. And also, please, we actually need one favor from you, David. If you
Okay.
can just share us your the slide you presented for us, in case like to
Okay.
share with our members in our community. It will
All
really
right.
be of help.
All right. No problem.
All right, thank you so much. So I think you've answered Ayodele's question, or
Ayodele,
should
are
I
you okay with
start
the
from?
answer?
Yes. And another thing is there a maximum portfolio someone can have or minimum? Is there a level of portfolio?
Okay. I don't want to say there is a maximum, because as it is now, the industry is very, very competitive. That's the truth. Most especially if we are looking for international job, because this part of the world there, they like all these Oyinbo, they don't really trust with the African. So before you can gain their trust, you must have put a lot of work in. Do you understand? And with the recent layoff in the tech space, there is a lot of people looking for job. I'm using LinkedIn Premium, so I used to get job notification every minute. Let me use that word, quote and unquote, like every minute, literally. If I tell you, by the time I will, okay, when I say, okay, let me just check it in the next 5 minutes to check that job notification. By the time I will check it, I will see like 200 applicants within 5 minutes, for you to know how crazy people are looking for job. So in that situation, you cannot have enough portfolio. It depends on the position you are looking for. As I've said earlier, always try to tailor your portfolio to your job, I mean to what you are looking for. Don't send a UI design that is for, okay, for, let me say, for edutech company. Don't send it to fintech job. You are looking for fintech job and you have worked for edutech company before. Don't send if you have fintech job, don't send edutech job. Shey you understand?
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you cannot have enough portfolio if you have the ability to do as much as possible just to fit in to what you are looking for. You can do that. And let me say this, there's a place of one thing about this life, there's a place of luck. I've seen that several times where people that you will know that you are better than this person, and something will just happen. You'll be like, what is missing? What am I getting wrong? There's a place of luck, and I'm a believer. I believe in God. So there's a place of God as well. If you are doing anything, always back your efforts, your hard work with prayer. All right.
And
Thank
the
you
last
so
one,
much. Ah, last question.
yeah.
We want to run this
Uh,
up by 9:30, but anyway, okay,
and,
you can go.
on tools, like how many? What is the maximum tools that you can use? For example, I'm a graphic design. I use
Okay.
CorelDRAW and I try to use Photoshop. Now you're telling us that Canva is also good. How many? What is the maximum tools that I can use?
Okay. Let me say this. There's no maximum, there's no minimum. But if you can be versatile, like be a versatile designer, like you can use any software, depending on the situation you find yourself, and depending on the job requirement. The company I'm working for, when I started with them, it's not like in the job requirement, it's not like they put the I should be able to use Canva. It's not there. But as time goes on, there's need for it. I had to adjust. Do you understand? I had to adjust to it. So as a designer, you cannot just don't be too comfortable with one tools. There are some people they prefer, in some part of the world, they prefer using Adobe XD, but in this part of the world, we prefer using Figma. So when you find yourself in country like that, most especially in Spain, when you get to Spain, they use Adobe XD. So if you find yourself in that situation, we now say, okay, this is what you use, and because you don't know how to use um any other tools, they should adjust to your own, because you are the one looking for them. They are not looking for you. They have several options to go with. So you understand? So my advice is, if you can learn as much as possible, learn it. It doesn't kill. You are even adding to your knowledge, and it's even making you more marketable as a designer. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. So, Esther, are you still there, please? Hello, hello.
Hello, yes, good
All
evening. I'm
right.
still here.
Okay, so you can go on
So,
with
so
your
because
question.
of time, I'll just ask, what app can I use to build my portfolio?
Okay. I think I
Yes.
said that, but let me just, you can use Behance to host your portfolio. You can use
Okay.
Behance. You can use Adobe Portfolio. You can use Google Sites. Google Sites is completely free,
Okay.
and it has a lot of features. You can use Dribble. Sorry, which aspect of design are you doing? Are you a UI designer?
No, 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 no. I also do graphics design.
Okay, you can use Behance for your graphic design work.
Graphics design. Okay.
You
Okay.
can use Behance, you can
Okay.
use Adobe Portfolio. And there was a time I pulled down my portfolio, so I had to be using Google Drive. You can use Google Drive too for your portfolio, but I won't advise that. If you don't have any option, you can go for Google Drive to host your design portfolio. So mainly Behance, Adobe Portfolios, Dribble, and Adobe Sites. Then WordPress too. You can use WordPress. I think WordPress is to an extent is free. So do you get
Okay.
that?
All right. I want to. Yes. Thank you very much. I want to also ask that what app can I use to like incorporate sound and video together, like and like graphics,
Okay.
graphics and this audio.
Okay,
Yeah, that was the question I was trying to ask before.
are you into voiceover?
Yes, I do voiceover too.
Okay. I will recommend Adobe Auditions. I'm not really a sound guy, but I know people that do, they do sound. So I will recommend Adobe Auditions if you are into voiceover. It's very, very good. Then for your video, if you can learn After Effects, though After Effects is very complex, but if you can learn it, it will help. And Adobe Media Encoder. Let me type it so you can just make your research on it. Adobe Audition for audio, then Adobe Media Encoder for your video, then Adobe After Effects for your motion design. I think I've answered that.
Yeah. All right.
Yes,
So
sir. Thank you, sir.
thank you so much, David. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time and your effort. So um this is the last this is the last section, and I think everyone has answered, he has answered everyone's question. So we thank everyone for joining our section today, and follow up for more. Can you do more research? Okay. So follow us all on our social media handles for more information. Thank you, everyone. Bye, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Jess. This is
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you everybody for joining. Really, really do appreciate it. Mr. David, thank you so so much. Thank you for honoring our invitation. Bye everyone.